Afternoon viewers, welcome to video 2 on Ford Escort van build. Because I am altering this van, I'm doing some modifications before I restore it. I've got to go forwards to go backwards before I can go forwards, if that makes sense. So I mentioned in the last video I was putting Mark 5B front end on. So I've had to make my modifications to the front of the van so that it'll accept Mark 5B front end, and then we can start doing repairs, what makes it into restoration. I'll show you where I've got. Their headlights are at Mark 5B and indicators. I've made alterations for them. What you have to do if you want to make this this alteration, if you want to do change, you have to cut a few bits off. That mounts there what Mark 6 bumper sits on, so you have to drill spot welds out of them and remove them. There's also these upright mounts for Mark 6 headlamps. You have to chop them out and all. I'll show them you're on Mark 6 fitted. Right, this is where they live on Mark 6. So there's a couple of spot welds in bottom there to drill out, a couple there, and there's 3 spot welds up there, which on this one you can see plain as day, but on van I had a right job finding where they were and drilling them out. But once you take them off, headlamps and indicators are more or less a straightforward fit. I did have to bend, I had to bend that flat. As you can see, it's sticking out like that, and I had to just knock them down there and top, so the indicator fitted. Now indicators are mounted on springs on these, so what I've had to do is I've had to drill an hole in there for springs to fit. See if I can show you on the van how to fit them. I don't know which side's easiest to see. Yeah. So if you see this is how indicator fits. So see that hole, I've had to drill that hole in, and that just mounts your indicator. That's all what holds your indicator in. So you pull that spring out, these indicators just slide out, and that spring what holds them in. There's a couple of tabs there what fit inside headlamp, so you fit them into headlamp, come around here, get hold of this, where are we, get hold of this spring carry on, put it in that hole. That's it, they're in. The holes are in a different place, obviously, so you just have to mark your holes for new headlamps. And yeah, just drill and tap them, and stick screws in. Now I showed you on that one in there, original wing were absolutely rotten at bottom. Well, I took inner liner off of this one. I took liner off of that one, but obviously all bottom of this wing were missing off of that one, to rotted away. But all this, when I took inner liner off this, were pipe solid with damp mud. It's dried out now, but all this were rammed in there. There is a drain hole in bottom what's supposed to let any water out, but it was just full of mud. Rest at wing, apart from being mucky, ain't too bad really for age at thing. It's a 2001, so it's no spring chicken. But Old subframe and suspension and whatnot's as rotten as a pear, but that'll all clean up. But I'm going to put suspension out at car, out at 1.8 Z-Tech. I'm going to use that suspension because it's lower mileage and it's not as rough as this. But yeah, I've also took bike bumpers off. This is where bike bumpers mount. Two of these mounts are fine, inner mounts, absolutely no wrong with them. Started to get a bit of splittage there, so I'll have to take, these are spot welded on, I'll take them off, sort that out behind that mount. But these mounts, bumper mounts from top, and as you can see, absolutely rotten. Just broke that with my hand. I had a right struggle getting screws out, and there was no waste of time. By the time I got screws out, rest of the mount had fell apart, so that was a waste of time. The other one's the same. That one come out alright. That rear bumper mount's alright. This one's in a right angle. So these have all got to be. This one's had a knock actually and pushed it back. But I'll take that off. Take that mount off. It's virtually falling off anyway. I'll take this rear bumper mount off and sort all that out. But there's a bit of delamination in steel, but it's all in all it isn't really as bad as I thought it was going to be. That bike panel needs a bit of work. It is solid, it's just trouble with Fords is with their commercials, paint what they put on is absolutely wafer thin, because they know the commercials and they're not bothered. They're not made to last, so they put wafer thin paint on and they hardly bother with underseal. I have found a couple of really bad spots on this van, which I've never seen a rot in these places like this before. Both sides are the same. When you open doors, top of the ear's gone. I've never had one rot here before. Fortunately, there's still a bit of this is best side actually. I'll show you the other side, and I'll show you. I was pulling bloke to bits what had welded this up. Actually, he's made a good job of welding it, but he's put patches on top, and I don't like that. I like to butt weld mine. These are lap welded, so you get a great big lip of weld all the way around. But actually, it's made a good job on it, but it's just unsightly. It's solid, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not prettiest of welds. So, I can't get door open at this side. Oh, I might be able to. Yeah, inside of that door shut. Look at that. Flaky pastry. It's like a Greg's sausage roll, I'm not kidding. So, yeah, plenty of work ahead, but deceivingly, it's not as bad as I thought. We'll take a trip underneath if I can sort me laying down cardboard. So here we are underneath. Bit of issues here with delamination, but as regards actual rot, it ain't that bad. Yeah. So I got quite a surprise actually when I had a better look. This spring hanger, that's going to be a bit of a bugger because that's starting to, but these are notorious for rotting, these spring hangers. Get the state of that. Looks like it's been on Titanic, this bugger. Yeah, so spring hanger's going to need work. Another bad area on these. It's top shock mount, and actually that side don't look too bad. It's ugly as sin, don't get me wrong. Surface rust is horrendous, and outer skin's gone on that bike silencer. All you can see is inner skin. If you look, I'm having to scroll about here. All that's outer skin, and what you can see is inner skin. That's flaky pastry. So there's going to be some fun and games, but to be fair to this old van, it's not fared too bad, but it has only done 85,000 miles, and there is some remnants under seal, but it's not good. So yeah, so that's just to bring you up to speed with where I am now. These videos, I've just mentioned, I thought battery tray weren't too bad on this. Now, somebody must have been pre-warned about how bad battery trays can get on these, because somebody's lolloped this in underseal. Now, fortunately, it has saved it. It has kept battery tray nice, but this underseal's like tar. It's so thick you won't believe it. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I've cracked on with a bit more work. Right, I'm going to do an investigation into this sill. I've bought some brand new sills, a pair, but I don't like replacing full sill if I can get away with it. I like to keep as much original metal as I can. So I don't know if you can make this out, but I'm going to try and just repair up to there. So I'm going to cut this out, see how bad it is behind it, and I'm going to have a look at inner sill and see what sort of a state inner sill's in. But I'm not optimistic, but I'm going to grind all this off, because this has had Schultz under seal body protective stuff put on it. So what I normally do is, if I'm taking out lot, I'd grind it off with this flat wheel, but because I want to preserve as much of it as I can, I'm going to use these fitting grinding wheel, and these just remove paint. They're not harsh enough to remove metal, because these, if you start removing paint with these, they're a bit harsh, and they'll start taking metal and all. And this van needs as much of its own metal as it can without me whacking away at it with that. So I'm going to have an investigation now with this, and I'll get back to you and we'll see what sort of a state it's in. See you in a bit, fellas. Right, I've had a bit of a clean up with paint removing disc, and it's not looking promising. I found an hole there which is right up near the door. Rest of it's pretty scabby, which I expected anyway. But this top part is pretty good. I were hoping not to have to go that far up, because the full sill comes right up there, and replacing, we've got another oil right there. But I've got some new sills from Magnum, and they're actually they're a pretty good fit. So it's looking very much like I'm going to have to go all hog and put a full sill on. Now a lot of people would just take these out top, but that's not happening with me. I'm chopping all old sill out, and I'm going to have a go at rating this floor because it's all delaminated. So there should be 3 skins. There's oil there and all. Should be 3 skins. There should be inner skin, inner floor return bent over, then inner sill which goes straight up here, then outer sill. So there should just be 3 different layers of metal here that you can see, because it's salt and whatnot. It's all delaminated and it's gone in to, well, it's like flaky pastry. So this is not going to be as easy as I thought to repair, but it is doable. It's just time. Right, so I'm going to hack this sill off and let's see what sort of a state underneath sill's in. Right, this job's turning into 4th bridge. What I were hoping to do were find spot welds in here, grind spot welds out, but because it's had that many repairs on top of repairs on top of repairs, you can't tell what should be proper van, what's add-ons and whatnot. So I'm going to have to really whack into this and clear it all up. So I'm going to use something a bit different for this. I've bought some, everybody's used to flap discs, these flap discs, but they've got the limitations as to what they'll do. As you can see, that one's wore out already. So what I've got hold on is I've got, so they call them radial flap discs. Now they call them radial flap discs because the disc, the flaps, go all the way around, and these are really good because that's what I've got to clean up. It's like a rebate, and my radial flap disc, I'm not going to go in when it's brand new, but once it's slightly worn, I'm going to go in there and clear all that out with my flap disc, and that'll clear all crap out of there. So they're quite expensive, these, and they're hard to get hold on. But if you go on eBay and put radial flap discs in, they will come up. I had to wait for these to come from China, but I bought a pack of 10, so hopefully I had to wait that long. Hopefully 10 will be enough to finish this van, but you never know. Catch you in a bit. Right, just cut out an exploratory hole, just have a look inside still and see how bad it is. Well, this is a bit I've cut out, if you can see. There's at least 2 skins there. That's original sill. There, you can just snap that off. That's the original sill. That's a sill stuck on top of that, and then that is a plate stuck on top of that. So we finished up with 3 sills. Right, I'll just show you how bad this is inside. There we go. That is inner sill, which absolutely rotten. So when this were repaired last time, it were never repaired properly. This should have all been rubbed down, treated with a metal preserver, then primed with acid etch primer, or a zinc primer, a weld through primer, but no, unfortunately it's had precious little of that. So Only way I can repair that is alt sill's got to come off, and I've got to work my way from inside out, which is the only way to do it properly. I expected it to be bad like, but not as bad as that. But there you go. See you shortly, fellas. Right, viewers, I've picked away at that sill now. I've hacked away up worsted rot. There's a lot to be put back in. Yep, so I'm going to call that an end to video 2. As you see, there's a hell of a lot of work involved. So I've got to try and source some inner sills. If I can't source them, I'm going to have to make them. As you've seen, I've got the outer sill already. Got that from Magnum Panels. Yeah, see if I can find rested panels and start stitching things back together. I'm into two minds as to whether to take that front wing off. It'll make replacing that sill a lot easier, but there's no wrong with this wing, so it'll go back on. It's got a little dent in it there. That's the paint what's split, but yeah, definitely go back on that, because it'd be a shame to spoil that. To put a new one on there. There's no need for it. It's quite a good wing. Oh, got a dent in it there. A couple of dents. It's got a dent there and a dent there. So yeah, I'll have a think about that and make my mind up whether I'm going to put a new wing on or try and salvage that one. So yeah, it's going to be a slow job, this one, this build, but thanks for watching, and I hope you found this interesting. If you did, or if you didn't, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's much appreciated. But yeah, slow progress but steady progress. Thanks for watching, fellas.